What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, we're going to be having a look at the new Krenko card. Of course, you know, as they say about most ideas, we're always standing on the shoulders of the people that came before us. And I do not want to toot my own horn too much and say I came up with this brew entirely by myself. I do spend a lot of time around, you know, social media that has specifically to do with magic and brewing. I follow like at least 100 other content creators, and I spend my time drawing inspiration to give me ideas with which to get my brewing juices flowing. And I do have to give some credit where credit is due. New up-and-comer, like, kind of skyrocketed up to over 20,000 subscribers. New YouTuber. Well, she's actually a Twitch streamer. I'm talking, of course, about Ash Lizzle. If you don't know who that is already, you've probably been sleeping under a rock. I highly recommend you go check out her channel. Her brews are freaking on point. She also plays really, really well. And, yeah, she does play best of three. So, of course, whenever I do get inspiration from, you know, people like Crokies or her, or, you know, it's people that play best of three, you got to, like, best of oneify these lists. But I was trying Krenko in, like, a more tribal-focused brew with just goblins and whatnot. And, maybe one day we'll get there, but that day is not today. So, I believe the real place that you should be playing Krenko is in some sort of artifacts deck. And arguably the best artifacts deck that works and cross-synergizes best with Krenko is your run-of-the-mill Rakdos Anvil deck, which has received a couple of nice little upgrades. So, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. Simply called Krenko's Anvil, of course. And, woo, this card is fun. It takes a little while to get the play patterns down, but once you do, it's just mwah, chef's kiss. Basically, it's just a 3-mana 3/3 with haste. Like most of these goblins, it reminds me of, oh my goodness, what's the other guy called? Why am I drawing a blank? Goblin? The one that we run into all the time in against mono red. Why can't I remember the name of cards these days? Squee, of course. Squee. You know, 3-mana, 3/3 haste with some kind of an upside. In Krenko's case, it's really, I mean, the way you'll just have to see it during the gameplay footage, but the way that the triggers go on the stack means that you can quite rapidly transform all of these little constructs and, you know, the blood tokens and the Mishra's Foundries, the food token from Gumdrop Poisoner, so on and so on. Oh, we've also got some map tokens from the Fanatical Offering, which also happens to draw us some cards, into a pretty sizey army of these very nasty-looking goblin tokens from Krenko over here. The guy's, like, got a drink in one hand and a freaking nasty-looking sword in the other. These guys know how to party! But basically, whenever you sack an artifact, so without having to tap, this is a static ability. And important to note, it's not just your artifacts, it's if you kill one of the opponent's artifacts, or the opponent, you know, does something in such a way that they are using their own artifacts for whatever reason, then, you know, whenever an artifact is put into any graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 1 red mana, and if you do, you create a little 1/1 red goblin creature token. It gains haste until end of turn. And then, not, you know, that would be pretty good just by itself. But it's also a, let's say, free sack outlet. Yes, you have to tap it, so you can't just, like, continue to do it. Like in the case of something like Bartolome from the previous set. But you can tap it for free. You don't have to pay mana to do so. And because it has haste, you can do it the turn it enters the battlefield. You can tap it, sack an artifact, which will then trigger all of our anvils, and then you get to put a +1/+1 counter on each goblin you control. So you can go pretty wide with these little goblin tokens, and then just buff them up And it's not like you're just doing that and wasting time while it's happening and the opponent's meanwhile like running you over with an aggro deck or whatever. You're also, you know, getting all of the cross synergies with your anvils and whatnot. So it ends up being really nice. You have all these little chump blockers, and then you sack the chump blockers to make goblins, and then you grow them all with your Krenko, and you know, between the little goblins swinging in and Oni-Cult Anvil triggers, the opponent just dies. I've been actually on a little bit of a tear with this one. Surprisingly enough, after a few edits, the most recent addition is the 3 copies of the Gumdrop Poisoner. This was initially Braids, but I'm not a huge fan of the card, and I thought, you know, another thing that makes an artifact and also has lifelink, and said artifact also can gain you life, I thought was just the better thing to have in the deck, considering the meta right now. Just a little bit of lifelink never hurts against all of the aggro decks. And we've also got, of course, Ob Nixilis in here, which is just, we all know this card is a freaking house. So when it all comes together, you will be surprised. I don't need to go over everything into too much detail because most of these cards are quite old. But there's just 1 or 2 more things that I wanted to point out. Number 1 is Gleeful Demolition. It's another way of destroying one of our own artifacts and making goblins, which of course goes really nicely with Krenko's, you know, putting +1/+1 counters on each goblin you control, helps us go a little wider. And then just Mirrex, right? I mean, an artifact that sacks itself, makes artifact when enters the battlefield, makes artifact when used and draws cards, makes artifact when enters the battlefield, can make an artifact, and then another, you know, 4 Mirrex that makes artifacts. We always have stuff to feed the anvil and, you know, win the game pretty quickly. So I hope, again, as usual, no extreme cases of Streamer's Curse tonight, and that is enough talking. It is time for us to jump into some games and see how it holds up on the Mythic ladder. And then we'll jump into some stats and some final thoughts at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Alrighty. Krenko's Anvil. I really wish there was a good pardon. Work stuff, as always. In the middle of my videos. Of course. And and that's pretty good. We just need something that makes an artifact, but then we're off to the races, so I'm okay with this. Let's see what we're playing up against. Boink. Anvil on 2, and then I could not have asked for a better 2-drop. Because now, probably what's going to end up happening is, and this is looking like some sort of Phyrexian deck, is going to be, so we can only cast, can't cast more than 1, right? That's kind of annoying. But you know what? Who cares? We can just do it next turn. Like, you know, by that I mean get rid of it. And then we've also got, you know, the inevitable, I guess, Shield Red that's coming next. We can Annihilating Glare it out of existence. Also, we can also... We can also just Voltage Surge it now. But that's not ideal, because we'll lose our artifact. Okay, that's a way better target. This one I'm gonna have to freaking deal with right now. So, sorry. I guess he'll swing? No swing. Okay. Mirrex just sort of resolved all of my issues there. I think we can... Well, let's swing first, see if he blocks or something, and then otherwise we'll use the Okay. Options are plenty here. Can either just bust out Ob Nix, double plus. You know, then they'll both go to 4, and they won't die to a sensor, and then just keep our removal. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. Plus, I don't need a minus. We're still way ahead of the opponent in terms of life. Is my entertainment. Go ahead. Plead. This card is deceptively annoying. Like, what is going on here? At the beginning of the pre-combat massive into the top again. This card is, I always just was like, okay, this is Commander. Well done, Rosen Maiden, for coming at us with the Uber jank.
Don't think you can even make a dent.
Huh.
My goons will make quick work of you.
Yes, this is probably the more terrifying thing.
Pleasure doing business.
Get Krenko going. Obviously, I won't block. He's probably going to be forced into swinging into my Ob Nixilis. Another Glissa. Alright. Okay, they gain menace, so anyway, I wasn't gonna block, as mentioned. Let's see if he goes face. Nah. Good. You're a good lad, aren't ya? You're a good laddie.
Not worth the
Right,
effort.
so now. I wish I could do things the way I want to, but I cannot. Oh, that's frustrating. If that was an untapped land, we could have, you know, Mirrex, sack the token to the Gleeful Demolition and trigger. This, however, we cannot do, so I'm gonna have to do this instead.
You work for me now,
Runt. And I will still make the Mirrex token, because that's another chumpy boy. And we're getting ready to start to pop off with some Krenko action next turn. Because I'm going to be making some extra goblins by sacking this one with the Gleeful Demolition. Okay, so that's 2 life gain every turn. Can we keep up with that? Probably not. My thinking is we're just going to have to do this now. And then, you know, ping to the face. Keep those pings coming. My turn. Draw. Ooh. Isn't that nice? Okay. Hang on. Oh, this is when I was saying in the introduction, you need to really just kind of think about this carefully, because otherwise we're going to die here. If I Anvil first, right? Auto pay. Boom. Blocker made. Popping off, baby. Okay, and now we are going to hang tight because we can still just chump for days here. And try and get rid of something, like maybe, I don't know, because if we make the food token, right? Processor. Opponent's just playing straight up friggin' Phyrexian Tribal over here. Yeah, let's go with the food token first. Okay, I mean, more mana's fine, right? Because now I can go sack the food, gain life. That's 3. Okay, let's see which thing he destroys. Probably the Krenko, right? Surely. So, in response, we still get to pay this one here and make another 1/1. Oof, another anvil. Hells yeah! How can you be playing Urtai, mate? Would I rather? No, I'd rather play out another guy. A little anvil boy. Because that's the, you know, gonna help us keep up with Shieldred. But this isn't looking great. This is not looking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. But we still do have chumpy boys for days. Three more colors. What is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? He can actually play an Atraxa. Are you freaking kidding me right now? What is going on here? Ah. Okay, this one's over. Look at that board state. I don't think we can come around. I mean, like, there's 1 or 2 cards in my deck that can help us just quickly get rid of Atraxa, and maybe we can still do this, but somehow I just don't see it happening. Oh, God. Nice. I mean, nice. This is just the kind of deck that, like, people somehow whip up and, like, honestly is never going to get anywhere because of Sunfall. But when you're not playing Sunfall, then it feels pretty bad. Freaking Traxa. Gross. Well, that doesn't do much, does it? But we can... keep digging. Got one more try. Anvil, anvil. Boonk, boonk, boonk. I need to get rid of his life gain. I won't do it. Alright, guys. That's gonna be the game, unfortunately. Yeah, good game. Well played, opponent. Wow. I will always applaud Jank. From one Jankalord to another, I applaud you. On to the next one. Close for a second there. I thought we had him, but just too much. Too much going on. On to the next one. As you know, in this BrewLab, we roll with the punches and learn from our mistakes. And try and move on with as little frustration as possible. Which is becoming harder and harder to do, not gonna lie. When it comes to the current state of the meta, but it's okay. That's a great hand. I'll keep that. Ooh, hello, Krenko. Will there be a 2-drop that I have to deal with Voltage Surge, or can we just play out the Foundry? I mean, the Research Desk. I think Research Desk is just fine. Okay, looks like life gain. What? mate, like, there's like now, like, I don't know, 5 of these cards in standard. I really just don't get it, but fine. You do you, mate. You do you. Third land off the top would be ideal. Grixis Grimblade. Wow, like that's 2 opponents, just like, I mean, great. You know, just when you thought the meta was solved. Okay, so we're gonna have to go digging for a land. I'm gonna try and grab a red source. Nah. Harvester. Wow. Just like cool, man. I love it. Because the previous like couple of days I've just been like Boros Convoke, one after the other. About as boring it gets. So I'm quite happy that this you know, tonight's video is going to be interesting brews that we don't know what the hell's going on video. Only 2 lands in the deck with only like, you know, we top out at 3. Feels a little bit like, okay, fine. So we're going to keep the Harvester here for getting rid of this Adversary. Watch him remove it now, but it's a risk we were forced into taking, unfortunately. Okay, he's going to draw off of his announcement, which is just fantastic. Now we get the land, huh? So now we have so many options because I really want to reduce this down, but also it would have been nice to Ob Nix the Harvester. But that's okay. I think we just go for the Voldaren into second Anvil. And then just Ob Nix the Voldaren Epicure next turn. Skadoinch, 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 skadoinch. Okay. Double Anvil on board, as we know. How, like, Kamigawa was just the most ridiculous set. Like, how many cards, like, just absolutely destroying the meta still to this day from that set do we have is pretty bonkers IMO. I probably should have actually blocked the agent with the Epicure, because my thinking is we are going to be... Ooh, hello. Sacking this one. On this match, I do want to gain some life, so let's go plus him. Oh, carnage. Tribute is owed. Fortunately, nothing like crazy and difficult to deal with, just like kind of whatever stuff. Oh, it's the specialist, isn't it? All this life gain is really just gonna completely destroy us. I don't know how we're gonna do this, guys. I really don't. Let's go look for some removal for this life gain here. There we go. That'll do it. Aha! Crazy town, mate.
Some chaos. Defy me.
And you know
everything.
This one, unfortunately, because at least it will, reduce the power of all the others. But I have this sneaking suspicion that he's just gonna play another extraction specialist. What's going on? 2 matches in a row where I just have no idea what's cracking. Alright. Now we can start freaking putting Krenko to work. We've only got 2 red mana, so...
Plead for mercy.
Okay. Skish bloink, spadoink, skadink. And obviously tapping the black one. Starting to go pretty wide here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The cool thing is now, like with these life linkers, we can block and sack and prevent the life gain. So either the opponent's like playing sweepers in his weird creature deck, or I think we're okay. This thing, like, yeah, it does the, like, you know, the thing where then the prototypes come back unprototyped. I definitely gave that a whirl at some point, but it's nothing really to write home about for now. But, you know, they come back as 3/3s. Yes, he's drawing lots of cards. I mean, I just find it pretty cool that we're kind of keeping up on that card draw front. I'm gonna make myself another little guy here. Even though we haven't been, you know, wedding announcementing and all this stuff. We've just been drawing cards, you know, with Mishras and Fanatical Offering, and our decks are, you know, 38, 39. I'm 1 turn ahead, so pretty cool also to note. I wish. Well, that's fine. I'd start putting some counters on people. Shwink! Hello! That is quite the army, okay? Things are gonna start to spiral heavily out of control for the opponent if he doesn't do something about this. Because at some point we'll just be able to swing here and just do some ridiculous damage. So both of these matches have just gone really long. And like... Well, I mean, yeah, the first one against Phyrexian Tribal, and now, like, this nonsense? Golden Argosy deck? Really weird. You've somehow found all 4 combat pressures. Also, just totally not too worried about that. Again, now I'm going to just start plussing. Wish I could do that, but now we've got 3 red sources to play with.
Defy me, and you'll lose everything.
Hang on a tick. Give me more red, please. I want to go much wider. As wide as possibly can be. Okay. Now we can play this one out, because we have no other way of sacking artifacts other than Krenko, and I'd rather do this instead. But like I said earlier in the introduction, when it comes to ordering your triggers, as you can see, you can make the Goblin first and then put +1/+1 counters on it. I just didn't have the red mana to pay for it in that case, but yeah, I'm still going to pass the turn. We're almost there. I'm going to try and... I mean, this is for the memes, right? We're having loads of fun here. I just don't understand how we're going to quite get around all of this unless we go so wide that, you know, as wide can be. We're going to have to start to dig for some removal for these life linkers. I'm not too worried about the double strikers. I'm more worried about this, like, you know, huge amount of life gain. The opponent doesn't attack when I had my anvils tapped. Ay, 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 ay. What are you doing, mate? Plus?
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
Get another red source going. And now I'm going to go... look for some removal for some of these life gain people. One... oh, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, yes, it's one of any color. Excuse me. Trigger, trigger. Ooh. Backup Ob Nix, which can be a win con now if we do something clever like... I'm going to keep one anvil untapped. Right, because then we can just make him lose 7. Or just draw a bunch ourselves. This is going just where I kind of wanted at least one of the matches tonight to go. Look at our board state. Just to, like, I don't think there's really that much removal in this deck that I can deal with all of this, but almost, kinda. Mr. Grimblade here. I have to keep one anvil untapped to try and at least do the chump and block, you know, the block and sack thing with you know, one of these 6/5s, because what we really don't want is the opponent to gain any life when we're playing Rakdos Sack. Mr. Grimblade, are you there? Hello! Let's give him the little dino man. Maybe a bag of rats too, just for good measure. And I know it's not a bag. I've always said that, and now I can't stop saying it. It's an armful of rats. I guess some of these issues affecting myself on the ladder as well are affecting the opponent. This is our actual Ob Nix, so it's gonna kind of suck to have to get rid of this one, but that's okay, honestly. I was thinking of, you know, getting rid of Krenko to the Ob Nix, but honestly, I'd rather just keep my Krenko for now.
I'm the new boss around here. Join me or die.
Looks like he's timed out and he's not here, so this is looking like another free win.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
Krenko. I wonder if he was just salty scooping because he saw there was no way to get around me. Maybe he has no flyers or whatever, but like, regardless, I still feel like my job of illustrating what a deck is capable of, whether the opponent was there or not, has been accomplished this match. Look at this board state. Epic card, super fun design. I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait for there to be a good Goblin Tribal deck. You guys know how much I love me tribal decks. We got Cavern of Souls, we got Roaming Throne. You know, let's get a nice like Goblin Tribal deck going. Wizards, please. We've been waiting for the what's it called, the Hunt Master guy. You know, there's the Goblin Lord. Those that were printed all the way back in Dominaria. And there was one for each tribe. And elves and goblins. I'm gonna try elves with that new wolf thing soon. Looks pretty cool. No. That's not quite gonna do it. Double Mirrex, dude. Oh no. Oh no. This hand smoother is just the worst. Artifact or creature. Okay, so we'll probably Gleeful Demolition. Okay, we are going to be harvesting some tides. Mono red. This people are still playing this? Come on, man. Come on. There's a whole new set out. Yeah. Forced into that because he knew I would have just removed his dude. Anvil actually does kind of well against mono red because now I'm just chumping for days. Yes, they got Monstrous Rage, but there's only 4 of them. 2 mono. Aces, Sokenzan. Let's see if we can get 1 Monstrous Rage out of his hand now. Oh wow, look at that. The same deck everybody's been playing for about 1 million freaking years. Double Anvil? That's nice. Why not? Come on, Monastery Swiftspear. Yeah. Ugh. This deck is so overplayed. And, like, honestly, just the most eye roll ever that I get whilst playing Magic these days. Just the boredom. Block a Trampler and do the block and sack thing, as you know. Wish I would draw a couple of lands, honestly, but fine. Here's Mishra's research desk to help with that. I mean, can you imagine we're keeping up with mono red aggro with 2 lands? Now we can double block and sack. Guys, this is just the most boring trap, people. It never stops. Like, just the same shite. For how long now? Yeah. So I'm gonna go like this here. Like this here. And we take 8. Which is honestly not great, but what can you do? Monstrous Rage is a thing. Ooh! Well, that's nice, isn't it? So let's go... Boom. That we can use until next turn, so... I think I'm just gonna make some more chumpy boys. Just in case, I don't know, I mean, freaking whatever. I mean, he's obviously got another something. And anyway, we'll be able to make another artifact with this and draw some cards, so that's okay. Hoping to draw a land. Can I get a hell yeah? So. Unfortunately for us, you know what? Screw the card advantage. We'll use the offering for that. Let's get rid of the Trampler, right? Now we've evened out. Forge is not good. Forge is no bueno. Ooh. If he has the lightning strike, we can still... Okay, resolve. Wait, let's attack first. And if he's got the lightning strike now, which is what I'm thinking, right? No? Okay. Phew! Then we can do this. Yes. I'm okay with this. This is another way that we deal with mono red, because we gain some life with Ob Nix as well. And now that's another 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. We're back up to 6. Yeah, it was a land. I think we win. Squee the Dubious Monarch. Okay. Why so dubious? See where he sends this guy. All face. Alright. That's gonna be the game, my dear fellow.
Your punishment, defy me.
Bye-bye. Off you go. Ah! Oh, mono red. It'll always be there. These cards are still, like, all of the cards in mono red are going to be around until September. I don't think it's going to change much, and it's just something that you have to live with, unfortunately. It's kind of like Azorius Control for me. Like, it's just, if it didn't exist, it wouldn't be Magic. It is a necessary evil to balance things out and keep, you know, keep control decks, you know, honest by being too quick for them to even cast the Sunfall. And, you know, it's all about checks and balances. If there wasn't a good mono red deck in the meta, it would be a pretty unbalanced meta, in my opinion. So I'm not like out here going, oh my god, just please stop playing mono red altogether. However, I do say that about quite a few other brews in the format. Namely, well, okay, that's enough lands now for the rest of the game deck. I think if this is mono blue, I'm probably just going to scoop. Ah. Okay, makes treasure. Yes. Uses said treasure to recast Siren. Interesting. So I really have no idea what's going on. Ninjutsu ring. This deck will just run out of steam pretty quickly. I hope, because we're dying, like, badly. Aha! Just what the doctor ordered. So, bam. And... Got what, one treasure available to do something with? Let's see, but... Mono blue artifact aggro. Cool, like, idea. It just isn't quite there. If you're gonna do this, play the cookies thing with Simic. That would be my recommendation. Take another 3 at the very least. Probably 4. Unctus Retrofitter will turn the treasure into a 4/4. I wouldn't be surprised if he's also playing that. What's it called? Ooh, why hello there. I kind of like to see you, mate, but I don't know if now's the time. Four, just a 4/4. Let's get rid of the flyer, right? Even though this one's gonna keep coming at us, but you'll probably make. Wait, target artifact, any artifact. So, they'll probably just make this into the 4/4. So we have to take out at least one of them, because otherwise we're just dead on the board. So, Eaten Alive, sacking a creature. Bam. Maybe he has a Fading Hope or something. If it's Slip Out the Back, we're screwed. We're screwed. Okay, we can still gain 1 life and go up to 7. Opponent's down to 0 cards in hand. And then we can use the Bloodtithe Harvester to deal with the Unctus Retrofitter, which will also stop the freaking high-speed hoverbike from being a hoverbike. However, scary. You know what? Let's get rid of the hoverbike altogether. That's another flyer, you know, less, right? And then we can do this. And then we're gonna have to do this. It's still not looking great, quite frankly. But at least we gain another 2. So we can stay ahead of the Siren.
pleasure doing business.
Siren number 2 makes a map token. He's gonna put it onto the onto this one. So that's, we're going down to 1, but then he may need to swing at our Ob Nix to get it off the board, because that is our way back into this one. Lobster Hat Man. Yesterday we played against the Sewerage Mage. Oh, that was silly. Okay, so. Now, this guy's only taken 2. Nah, it's not worth it. So, we lose 1 Ob Nix, but we get to keep the other one and gain another bit of life.
Next time, I'll cut you down.
Dangling on for dear life.
By coin or carnage, tribute is owed.
Yeah, okay, let's go with this. It's another 3. Alright. Again, he's probably going to force to go and attack our Ob Nix here, because he knows that that's what's saving us. Nothing is an artifact, so I'm guessing he's maybe got another Unctus in hand or something. But probably the 2 guy at the Ob Nix and everybody else at the face. Okay, cool. So Bloxies will kill this flyer. That's it. So we're taking 1.
My empire crumbles.
Now we have the mana to go a doink. Gain 3. Whew. Get rid of the flyer. Surely. Pass the turn. We're back up to 9. What a match. And this will probably have to be the final match. Duty calls. Real life. Beyond these walls is a calling me. We go to 10. Now we also have a lifelinker on the board. Woo! Oh my god. It does not get much better than this, guys. We be doing things. Before we tap this anvil, let's go see what I can't find, perhaps with Mishra. We'll anyway get a trigger this way. Ooh, Krenko. It's gotta be Krenko, right? Pass the turn. Tapping the Gumdrop Poisoner is just fine. I mean... So this becomes a 5/4 flyer. Sure. You know what? Let's go about this the other way. Go boom, boom. So now I can swing back with the 3/3 anyway. Oh. Oh. Yes. think we're gonna win this, guys. Which is just blowing my mind right now. We were down to 1 at some point there. Flyers! But that's we're still good. We're still good here. Okay? Sure. I mean, we just need to keep pinging him. Even though I don't have a way to pay for Krenko's ability now, that's fine. Because I still just want to be staying ahead of the curve here. Ooh! More blockers. Let's go. And Lobster Hatman scoops. Yes. All right, people. Fun night. We went way over time because some of these matches were long and arduous, but still definitely got to see what Krenko is capable of in that one match where the opponent either timed out or scooped, and otherwise just a fun times. So that is going to have to be it for this one. I'm going to quickly jump into some statistics for you. Where is it? No, I need it to be Chrome. Huh? Error? The request could not be satisfied. Beg your pardon. I'm just sorry. Technical difficulties. Here we go. And we're back. And we're back. So Boros Control was yesterday. Krenko's Anvil. 12 for 6. I don't think, yes, including the final match against Lobster Hatman there. So, I mean, do what you will with that. But 86% win rate on the draw, on the play, 55% on the draw. I've now just made it visible for you guys to go, you know, copy and enjoy. And as always, you can find the links to all of the stuff in the video description down below. I will just jump back into the deck with some final thoughts. Raids, maybe. I don't know. There was like, you know, I almost went full Goblin. You could have the Stalactite Stalker and then play things like this Tomb Raider guy. No. There was another one that cared about the descent. Here we go. Whenever you descend, you create a treasure. So then you find a way. I was playing the Vault and drawing and discarding and making treasures. And then that would be making me descend. So I would get double treasures. It was kind of almost there, but there's the consistency of making, you know, all of the artifacts with the pre-existing kind of stuff that we've been using with the Anvil felt just more consistent and was getting me high win rates. So we're going to stick with that for now. But more on this brew at a future date. I think there's work that can be done here. And most importantly, the key takeaway is Krenko equals good card and also fun. So, yeah. That is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.